Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear brothers and sisters. Have you ever noticed something strange? That when life collapses, when hope disappears, when logic fails, people don't scream the name of science. They don't call philosophy. They cry out to God. Even people who claim they don't believe. But why? Why does the human heart instinctively turn upward? Why does something deep inside you already recognize Allah, even if your mind argues against Him? Today, we are not debating God. We are uncovering something far deeper. Your soul remembers Allah. Remember, my brothers and sisters, your mind is trained. Your mind is influenced. Your mind is shaped by culture, education, trauma, and ego. But your soul is older than your arguments. Islam teaches that belief in God is not learned first, it is remembered. Allah says, so direct your face towards the religion, inclining to truth, the fitrah of Allah upon which He has created mankind. Surah Al-Rum 30, verse number 30. This fitrah is the original pure state of the human soul. Belief in one God is not an invention. It is the default setting. But the question arises, if belief is natural, then why do people disbelieve? Because the fitrah can be buried, distracted, corrupted, covered, but never erased. Allah says, no, but what they used to do has rusted their hearts. Surah Al-Mutaffifin 83:14. Remember that doubts don't come from lack of evidence. They come from ego, desires, pain, arrogance, trauma, social pressure. The soul knows, the mind argues. What Islam reveals is something extraordinary. Allah says, and remember when your Lord took from the children of Adam, from their loins, their descendants, and made them testify concerning themselves. Am I not your Lord? They said, yes, we testify. Surah Al-Araf 7:172. Before your body existed, before your name, before your nationality, your soul recognized Allah. That is why belief feels familiar. That is why disbelief feels forced. You are not discovering God for the first time. You are remembering Him. Now let me tell you something more. If humans were created without purpose, they would not obsess over meaning. If God did not exist, the soul would not age for eternity. Allah says, do they think they were created for nothing and they will not be returned to us? Surah Al-Mu'minun 23:115. Why do humans fear death? Why do humans long for justice? Why do they seek eternal love? Because the soul knows this world is not eternal abode. Allah describes what happens in moments of helplessness. And when they board a ship, they supplicate Allah, sincere to Him in religion. Surah Al-Ankabut 29 65. When control disappears, the soul speaks truth. Atheism survives in comfort. Disbelief collapses in crisis because the soul knows who is truly in control. Allah warns. Then they forgot Allah, so He made them forget themselves. Surah Al-Hashr 59:19. Remember that forgetting Allah leads to forgetting who you are. Now the question arises, if soul recognizes Allah, then what covers it and what blocks the fitrah? The Prophet said, every child is born upon fitrah. Then his parents make him a Jew, Christian, or Magian. Sahih al-Bukhari. The fitrah is not destroyed. It is covered by arrogance, addiction, sins, distractions, trauma, false independence. And this is why remembrance feels grounding. Allah says in the Quran, Surah Ar-Ra'd 13:28, unquestionably, by the remembrance of Allah, do hearts find rest. Not entertainment, not wealth, not status, because the soul is reconnecting with what it already knows. Let me finish with a final reflection. You were not born empty. You were not born lost. You were born knowing. Your doubts are learned. Your faith is remembered. And perhaps the unease you feel, the restlessness, the quiet longing is your soul whispering. Coming back, not to religion, not to people, but to Allah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.